Hey y'all, hey! Welcome back to my channel. I am Tamika Thompson and I am the owner and resume writer at Thompson Resume Writing Company. And for this video, I am going to be giving you some tips or some ideas on things that you can do while you are temporarily unemployed or in between jobs. So if you are like myself, hands up, you've been laid off from your job unexpectedly, or maybe you were fired or terminated like I have been in the past, or maybe you just temporarily voluntarily resigned from your job because you weren't happy. And so now you're maybe searching for a new opportunity. So you may be going on interviews, you may be applying to jobs, but you have a full wide open day that you haven't had before to take advantage of. And I know for me, when I first got fired, first of all, it felt like the sky was falling. And every day I woke up, it was just like, oh my gosh, like I was still waking up at 6 a.m. and it was like, well, what the heck am I supposed to do all day now that I'm not, commuting to an office? I don't have to drive into the office, get dressed. Like, my whole day was structured differently. And it's like, oh my gosh, what the heck am I supposed to do? But the third, like the third and fourth time that I ended up experiencing unexpected job loss, I actually realized that there were so many ways that I could leverage and maximize that time for my benefit. And I've actually been doing that this time around as well. So if you're someone who, again, is between jobs and you're trying to figure out how to take advantage of this time to maybe level up or become your best self or prepare for your next opportunity, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Number one on this list is to start an exercise journey or a get well journey. Or if you are already on a health journey or a health related journey, maybe you kick it up a notch. So for me, I can honestly say, I feel like this sounds bad to say, but when I was unemployed or in between jobs, I felt like I was always in the best shape of my life. Like I remember one time when I got fired from a job and I took my exercise routine up to like the extreme. I was basically doing 3 a days at that point. Like I would still go to the gym at 6 a.m., but then I would go in the evening, but midday, like around noon or 1 o'clock, I would go for a walk in the park. If you are already like well into health and fitness and you're already on your get well or get healthy journey, maybe it's a time to challenge yourself by doing something new. Maybe you pick up running, maybe you try yoga, maybe you try rollerblading, or maybe you try hiking or something like that. This time around for me, I have actually taken up running and I've taken up Pilates, and those two things have kind of really been able to help me kind of take my fitness level to the next level. Also in the gym, just lifting heavier and trying to go a little harder. If you are someone who maybe has been putting getting healthy or health and wellness, fitness, exercise on the back burner because your career or your job took precedence, now is the time to take advantage of that wide open 8-hour time frame to start taking walks, start running, maybe set up, your very first session with a personal trainer to get started with lifting weights or just figuring out what exercises work better for your body type. I can honestly say that for me at least, when I am my healthiest, meaning I'm exercising and I'm eating right and I'm investing in my physical well-being, I am my most confident. So knowing that I'm kicking up my gym routine and keeping up with it at all helps me to perform better in my interviews. And if you're someone who may be struggling with confidence, if you feel like maybe your weight or your appearance or just your physical image is not at its best and it's really nagging at you, I would encourage you to get started on your health journey while you are in between jobs. Number two on this list is to read more. Since I've been laid off, I feel like I've read at least 30 plus books. First of all, I'm a fast reader by nature. I can honestly finish a book in a whole day. If it's less than like 400, 450, maybe 500 pages, if it's a really, really good book, I can finish it that entire day. I have been getting books from my local library versus buying books because obviously no income coming in at the moment. So that has been like a cost saving or a cost cutting method for me, is I'll just go to the library, find a couple of books that look interesting to me or a couple of books that I may see trending on Twitter, and I'll just go pick them up. I did not realize this go around how long it had been since I read something. And don't get me wrong, like I read all the time. I read articles, I read blogs, I read, think pieces, stuff like that. But just like a biography or just a nonfiction novel, like just something that is not related to my career or something that's not trending, something just that's just like a light story or just really intrigues me. Like I love mystery novels, I love thriller novels. So if you're someone who genuinely enjoys reading but you haven't had the time, now is the time to do it. I like to recommend reading like physical copies of books just because I know these days everybody is on some sort of an electronic device, but if a Kindle or a tablet or your iPad works best for you and your lifestyle, go for it. Even an audiobook. So maybe, once you start taking your morning walks in the park or your morning jogs or whatever exercise routine you pick up or you start, maybe you can listen to an audiobook, download an audiobook or something like that. But reading is really, really good to keep your mind stimulated. Number 3 on this list is to rest. Get some sleep. Oh my gosh. When I am in between jobs, I am the most well-rested person. Like I wake up around like 10 a.m., 10:30. I'll have days where I'll go to the gym at 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. still, but for the most part, I will sleep in every single day and it feels so good, especially when you are in between jobs. I understand that it can be a little stressful. It can also be anxiety inducing, trying to figure out, well, did I do well enough in this interview? Am I going to get this job? How soon am I going to hear back from the recruiter? Right? It's a lot that may be going on in your head, and all of that takes a lot of emotional and psychological bandwidth. It is important to rest. Rest your body, rest your spirit. Take and embrace naps, sleep in, go to bed early, like all of that. I shared a vlog to my channel and I showed you guys that after I finished an interview at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, y'all, I took a nap. I went to sleep. So please get rest, take advantage of the extra time to sleep. Of course, once you start your new job, you're going to be back on the grind, back into the swing of things before you know it. And you'll be, getting right back into that routine of getting up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever. So this time that you have, whether it's a couple of weeks or a couple of months, take advantage of just resting your body. Trust me, you will not regret it. Number 4 on this list is to turn up or get into self-care. So I have a pretty standard routine, self-care routine. I steam my face, I do my face masks, and I sit in the steam room, and I sit in the hot tub at my health club, and just little things like that. But I feel like when I'm in between jobs, that's the time for me to really dive into pampering myself in extra ways that I may not have the time to do when I am working, regularly Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Like sometimes I may skip exfoliating that week, or, sometimes I'll just fall off my skincare routine or my body care routine altogether. And when I'm in between jobs, that's the time for me to be able to get caught up on those things and then keep up with them. But if your budget allows, maybe you go for a massage, maybe you book yourself a spa day. Whatever self-care looks like to you, I know it's different for everybody. For me, that's what I like. I love massages. I love facials. That's just the ultimate that puts me at ease. But whatever self-care is for you, whatever puts you at ease, relaxes you, mellows you out, really kind of just calms your mind and your spirit, do that. Again, for me, it's facials, but then I also do yoga, I do meditation and things like that. So whatever self-care looks like for you, especially as you're going through your job search, again, I know how stressful that can be. Dial up the self-care to the max, the self-affirmations, anything that just relaxes you, because I know firsthand how sometimes stressful the job search can be. So you want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself 100% as you're going through the process of searching for your next opportunity, or as you maybe just wind down and start to think about what's next in terms of your career. Next on this list is to take a class or enroll in some sort of a workshop. Try to do something that is going to help you learn something new that may add to your earning potential. So for me currently, even though I'm in between jobs, I've actually just enrolled in graduate school, which, if you know, I've talked about this on my channel before. And for the past 2 years or so, I've been kind of struggling with self-doubt about going back. Can I do it? Can I make the time? Can I really commit to it? And this to go around, I just went ahead and did it because I know for a fact that it's going to pay off for me in the long run. There's also a certification course, a data certification course that I'm taking as well, that's going to add to my earning potential as well, because in my industry, the system that I'm getting certified in is really, really big right now. And majority of the job postings that I am applying to, I notice that they want this person to at least have entry level experience with it or an understanding of it. So I'm like, okay, let me learn this software. And by having that on my resume, that actually helped me with being able to negotiate my salary with a couple of positions that I was interviewing for. So you don't necessarily have to go back to school per se, but maybe there's some free courses that you can take online. I know LinkedIn has a ton, Google has a ton, there's Coursera, like there's so many different platforms that offer free or very, very low cost certifications and skills workshops for you to keep your mind stimulated, learn something new, and maybe you're able to take that and be able to ask for more in your next position. Next on this list is to take a trip if your budget allows. So when I got laid off, I had already had a trip that was planned. It was already booked and paid for and everything. And I didn't feel the need to cancel it. I was like, well, this could actually be good. Like, I actually was able to extend my stay a little bit longer. And that worked really good for me to just kind of like unwind, to be like on the beach and relax. I brought my computer with me so that I could apply to jobs while I was there. But ultimately, it was the perfect time for me to get a nice change of scenery and put my mind at ease. And I wasn't, just like, and the thought of finding a job wasn't like drumming or like banging in my head. And it was nice to just get away for a little bit of time, and I was able to relax and, again, all of the things. So if your budget allows, take a trip, even if it's a day trip. I ended up taking an international trip to the Caribbean, but if your budget allows, you can take a day trip. Maybe you can, you too can travel out of the country if you like, go to Mexico, go to Europe, go to Greece, extend your stay. Again, if your budget allows and money wise everything is good for you. And getting away can sometimes help with mental clarity and just kind of maybe clearing up some brain fog that you may have. It can also help you with reducing anxiety as well. At least for me, I know it did. Last on this list is to spend the extra time that you have with family, friends, and pets. So you guys know I have a cat. I shared that in one of my weekend vlogs that I shared to my channel, and you guys kind of saw him like running around the house, trotting around the house after me. Of course, like I was 100% remote from home, so I wasn't able to give him 100% of my attention, and he reminded me of that all the time. I feel like every 2 hours he hopped in my lap wanting his regular cuddles and stuff like that. So being in between jobs, I've been able to just spend all day, every day with him, and trust me, he has been loving it. He's literally in the corner over there right now, just purring away in his little bed because I brushed him really good and cuddled him and rubbed underneath his chin and all of that. I've also been able to spend a lot of extra time with like my mom and my grandfather and things like that. So this extra time that you have, if there's people in your life that you really don't get to see that often, again, because our jobs take up such a huge chunk of our time, literally like 9 to 5. But of course, you got to be up at 6 to, get dressed and get ready, especially if you commute or you drive to the office. But even if you're 100% remote, like there's time that goes into getting ready for work. And then when you get off work, maybe you need a half an hour to unwind and then you do housework. Trust me, I get it. So if there are any friends or family members that you just haven't really had the time to see as much, now would be the time to start scheduling those visits or just popping up over their houses. For my mom, I pop up over her house all the time, the same with my granddad. And with a lot of my friends, like we've been doing more brunches than usual. I hate that it has to be like that our jobs get in the way of us really being able to see our loved ones as much as we want. But now that I can and I have the availability to do so, I am like the brunch queen. It's like, yes, let's do brunch, let's do drinks, let's do dinner. That can also be really good for just your mental and emotional health. Sometimes searching for a job and feeling and being unemployed can feel very isolating. So being surrounded by people that you love and who love you in return, and it's just good energy and good vibes, maybe you can, reach out to them for affirmation or maybe just a little bit of a confidence boost. That can do some good as well. And that's it, y'all. Those are some simple things that you can do while you are in between jobs. And again, I understand that this time can be a little tricky. You may be feeling a range of emotions, and trust me, I felt them myself. I feel like I'm still feeling them just a little bit. It can be like anxiety inducing. Sometimes you can even struggle with depression and lack of confidence. Like, being without a job, especially when it's unexpected and you generally do not see it coming, it can be a shock and it can send some people spiraling. And there's nothing wrong with that because, again, I understand. But there is a way that sometimes you can leverage this time to either kind of just pivot, get your mind together, figure out what you want to do next, lessen or eliminate that anxiety, maybe increase your confidence, invest in yourself, and all of the things. So I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you have been, again, laid off or fired, or maybe you resigned from your job and this video helped you with trying to figure out what to fill your time with until you start another job, please go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit the like button down below. Thanks so much again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy investing in yourself while you're unemployed, y'all. Bye.